I am not having sex this time around. I have this phobia of masturbating and then it making me miss my ex so much to the point that I will get sad or end up reaching out to them.
It's Sofia Franklin. You are listening to Sofia with an F, hey, Sloots. And the F is for phenomenal.
Oh my gosh. Welcome to Sofia with an F, everybody. Remember last week when I said that I would only be dressing like a 60s housewife and I was throwing away every single item in my closet? Yeah, that's not happening. That lasted a total of maybe 3.5 days. I am currently wearing a Skims onesie, and that is not an ad. Unless Skims has an ad in this episode, then they're getting double promotion. Kim, I'm out here doing the work, okay? I need a Skims collab. And you know what? I still think it's a very put together outfit. I'm wearing a white button down blouse over it, so I'm not overtly sexual. And my ass cheeks are hanging out, but if you're not subscribed on YouTube, then you wouldn't know that, huh? I suggest you go and feast your eyes and subscribe. I have an excuse as to why I'm dressed this way. I am recovering from an illness. I never get sick. Well, never say never. We're going to talk about that momentarily. But right now, I just want you guys to kick your boots off, make yourself a little margarita like I have here, and enjoy. Because I have some fun shit in store for us. Usually when I record, my apartment is off limits. Yellow caution tape. Because I am cohabitating and my mother is here, she is in the next room. And we got in a little bit of a tiff because we're going to see Argentina play Chile in the American Cup, which I had no idea there was an American Cup for soccer. I just thought, for the most part, football is fucking Travis Kelce football, not Lionel Messi. And I have a Messi jersey and I want to change the I on it to a Y so fucking bad because I think that'd be so fucking hilarious, but that would be sacrilegious. My two uncles, one of them lives in Florida, one of them lives in Utah, flew into New York just to see this game. Okay, like the fandom is just on an entirely different level, but I'm going to go to the game after this. It's probably going to take 3.5 hours to get there. And I'm actually really, really excited. Here's the thing about working in the summertime. Let's just dive in. It shouldn't be legal. It should not be allowed. I don't know why we went to school from preschool up to college even. Summers, you take the summer off. That is what we know. That is what was ingrained in us from a very young age. And then all of a sudden it's no, actually you're working year round. But the thing about New York, it is the city of workaholics. And don't let people lie to you when they say it's the city that never sleeps, because it sleeps. Right now, New York is barren. It went from just thousands and thousands and thousands of people sitting around the Two Bridges area. Shout out. If you don't know what Two Bridges is, it's like the Lower East Side, low East Side. It went from just being completely packed to apocalyptic. I'm waiting for an alien to pop out. It's a little bit bizarre. But the thing is finding an outdoor swimming pool in New York is harder to find than a needle in a haystack. I think there's a total of 8 outdoor accessible swimming pools in the entire city of Manhattan. And I mean that. And I've done the research. There is a website called Resort Pass where you can actually buy a day pass to use one of the pools at whatever hotel. It will cost you $300 minimum for you and your friend to go lay by the pool. $300 to lay by a pool. Maybe I'm just jaded because I grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah, where I could just hop a fence and be in some, like, at an outdoor pool. You could just whip into any apartment complex in Utah and pretend you left your key, and someone will open the gate and you have 12 beds to choose from to lay out on. This shit is different. Not only are you paying $300 just to get like a chair, some of these places you have to actually get a 3-hour time slot. So you are paying $200 a person to lay by a pool for 3 hours total. Why don't you just get a hotel room at that point? Am I crazy? So I get why everyone flocks to the Hamptons and Europe. I see it now more clearly than I've ever seen it, because it is a little bit intense being in the city all the time. And then when the temperature gets above 80 degrees, people start doing like crazy ass shit. People lose their minds. So I get this whole run off to the Hamptons thing. I've never looked into doing that. I'm going to be completely honest. I think because I genuinely have commitment issues, and that is not just in romance, that is in life. People who have a house in the Hamptons for the entire summer planned that shit a year in advance or 2 years. And you think I'm joking right now. Like, I'm not exaggerating whatsoever. That is how much prep and how much commitment these people are doing. And I just have never been able to do it. And I also have looked into it, and I'm down to fucking splurge. I really, really am. But it can get a little bit crazy. I went to purchase a smoothie, and it was $14.35 from Joe and the Juice for a protein smoothie. $15. Okay, that is insane to me, and I couldn't justify that. Did I justify a $12.28 protein shake? Absolutely. I mean, come on, $12, I can work with that. Long story short, I told my mom, let's go on a vacation. She says, awesome. We're going to Grenada. I'm like, dope. What part of Italy is that in? She tells me it is, in fact, an island in the Caribbean and has nothing to do with Italy. And it's also pronounced Grenada. I come to find out, once I got there and I asked the locals, it is pronounced Grenada. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go. Let's run it. I just need a body of water, whether it's a pond, a lake. If my bathtub would fill up, I would honestly take that, but it doesn't. So I get on the flight. We booked the trip, obviously, in Franco Franklin fashion. Franco is my mother's last name. Fun note. We book it. I get on the plane. Did not pack accordingly. Don't have a book. The entire flight had no Wi-Fi. I had my headphones. That was it. My mom wants to show you guys how to make the perfect margarita. No, this is a podcast. Okay. Next time. So yeah, next time. Maybe when I'm like, I don't know, filming a TikTok. I'm ready to be a wife. Yeah, I said it. I don't have a fiance or anything close to it, but I'm ready. The only thing is I'm starting to wonder if I might have to catch a flight to find the one, to find my man. Or, excuse me, catch a flight so he can find me, is what I meant to say. So I'm utilizing my friends over at Rosetta Stone, the most trusted language learning program available on desktop or as an app that truly immerses you in the language you want to learn. Y'all know I love to travel. I mean, who doesn't? Since using Rosetta Stone, I have never been more prepared for my next Italian excursion. I went to Italy twice last summer. One of the trips was for a wedding. And I came home knowing the words limoncello, gelato, and Aperol spritz, which I feel like is not even Italian. And how am I going to find my Italian stallion like that? I won't be able to. So, Rosetta Stone has been the most trusted expert for 30 years, with millions of users and over 25 languages offered, so there is no limitation on where you may find your future husband. Rosetta Stone is designed for long-term retention, offering the built-in true accent feature to give you feedback on your pronunciation, so there is no chance for him to tell you you have communication issues. And we love that. Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a very limited time, Sofia with an F listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. Visit rosettastone.com/Sofia. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/Sofia today. I'm sitting on this flight and a few hours go by and I'm starting to be like thinking to myself, how long is this There is nothing like getting on a flight and them announcing as the airplane is taxiing that there is no Wi-Fi. And I feel like they do it like right as the plane is taking off. And there's just nothing like the no Wi-Fi mixed with no book, mixed with no headphones to plug into the TV screen in front of me to really make you evaluate who you are as a human being. But I'm on the flight and my mom pulls up on the TV the map where it shows you in real time where the airplane is at. And I look and I'm like, why the are we closer to South America right now than the United States? Where is this Grenada? Because I know it is a place in Italy and you cannot tell me otherwise. It's actually a place in Spain. But I'm like, what is happening? I am very, very much the type of person where the distance and the amount of time it takes to fly somewhere needs to be balanced with how long I'm staying at such destination or how incredible said destination will be. I'm going to Grenada for 3-4 days. So why am I outside of Colombia, Brazil? Like, I literally told my mom, I was like, this isn't real. Like, did you? And my mom goes, I had no idea. Wow, this is crazy. That is just so typical of how I grew up and you know what? I don't hate it. I love the go with the flow kind of attitude, but it was a little bit jarring. And I looked at my mom and I told her, we might as well change the return flight and go to your homeland, Argentina, at this point, because we're a 45-minute ferry ride away from there. Oh my God. So that was really fucking fun. We got to Grenada. It is beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. The beach is everything you would imagine. The UV index is like a 10 or an 11, depending on the day. I was putting on aloe vera gel, thinking it was sunscreen, which is really, really bad. But I secretly was like kind of excited about it because I got tan way fast. But like you get tan in 7 minutes laying in that sun. 2 days before we have to leave, I have just a tiny little bathroom incident, and we'll keep it at that. Didn't really think anything of it. I'm traveling, whatever. I get home, back to New York, and I'm feeling hot. I am, and not like temperature, like sexy, you know? Tan, slept. I look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and I was like, damn, did I hate my job or did I just need a little vacation? And I challenge everyone to ask yourselves this question as well. Because I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I was just feeling so burnt out. But I got home and I was like, I am ready to get after it tomorrow. I wake up in my apartment. I'm working, getting all this shit done. And I decide to microwave this frozen meal, and I have about half of it. And I get this stomach pain that is debilitating. Debilitating to the point that I was like, okay, this is like my period cramps times 1,000, and I need to lay down. And I started to get sweats. And I was like, you know what? I know what's going on. I'm not on my period. So there's only one answer, and it's GERD. It's the fucking GERD. And if you don't know what GERD is, it stands for gastrointestinal, something with an E, something with an R, something with a D. Basically, acid reflux, which I know I have that. My ENT doctor 3 years ago told me that I have it like pretty intensely, to the point that he was like, you can either get on medication or you can just change your lifestyle, aka nutrition. So I decided to do neither of those things and just continue on my merry way with my life. And I was like, oh my God, it's fucking catching up to me. I had a frozen tikka masala microwavable meal, which has all of the fucking triggers for like the worst acid reflux: spicy, garlic, tomatoes, onions. Like, so that's what I chalked it up to. And I was like really running that theory hard. And then like 6-7 hours go by, and the stomach pain was like coming and going. And then I was like feeling nauseous. And my mom was like, are you sure it's acid reflux? Sometimes mothers really do know best, because she straight up told me, this is not acid reflux. You would not be in the same situation 8 hours later. You got food poisoning. And something came over me where I was like, just for fun, I want to type in Grenada food poisoning. Is that the most fucking confirmation bias shit you've ever heard? Totally. Yeah. Except the article I found had dropped 24 hours earlier, and the headline read, gastro outbreak in Grenada, uptick of 27% more cases this week. And there is Salmonella, E. coli, and Sapovirus going around. So then at that point, I was like, moms really do know best, Mom. And I never fucking doubted you, girlfriend. Like, you were right from the start, obviously. And then shit went from bad to fucking horrifying. When I tell you, I was emptying out the contents of my stomach both ways, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There was a moment where I puked in the toilet, then in the sink, and then in the bathtub. Why did I decide to do something like that? Because that was how insane the vomit was. And I'm sure everyone listening to this, it just is loving this shit. But I need to give details so you guys understand like how it was like a monsters inside me thing. I was actually audibly screaming, making a noise involuntarily as I was throwing up. It was horrendous. I'm sure all of you guys have been there before. I don't think it is actually food poisoning. It's like a stomach virus. But anywho, shit was really not fun. And it took 4 or 5 days for me to feel like I could leave my apartment without wearing a diaper. And that is my little fucking story. I lost, I think, 5 pounds, maybe more. I don't even want to know. Pounds that I couldn't afford to lose. This is so funny. It's like crazy. The things that you used to obsess over and how they can just do a complete 180. I lost 5 pounds and I'm complaining about it. Yeah. Now that I'm this weight and I'm super tiny and I've been actively trying to put 5 to 10 pounds on, hence why even if I'm not working out, I just chug 20 grams of protein, non-dairy, but pre-made protein shake. I remember this is like very recent, but I do remember I spent my entire life up until 27 wanting to be thinner and wanting to lose weight. And now I'm trying to put on weight and then that fucking shit went down, which is totally, it's like not a huge deal. That was the least of my fucking concerns and still is. But it really was not fun. But that was my little fun shit that happened. I know I posted on my Instagram story and I'm laying in my bed and there is a woman giving me an IV and tons of you responded to that story being like, you look like you're dead. You look like you're from a Tim Burton film and there's not 1 ounce of color in your face. Like, I actually was not okay. And if you think I had the gumption to order an IV myself, you are sadly mistaken. That was a little surprise from my mom, which was very, very sweet because I remember spending the night puking and then being like, oh my God, like I'm so thirsty. But I was way too scared to fucking drink. So that was really fun. Still recommend Grenada. The ocean, like the water was so clear. I could see my toes. There were crabs. There were really, really big spiders, I thought at one point. The first night I got there, I was walking back to the hotel room and I saw the world's largest spider and he had some football player legs on him. And I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have to go to another hotel because that was the craziest shit I've ever seen. Turns out it was just a really big crab. And crabs have thicker legs than spiders. I hope spiders don't have a low self-esteem because of that, but it is what it is. Let's talk about Justin Timberlake getting arrested, though. How about that for a fucking segue? We are off to the races. I know it's definitely old news by now, the way the news cycle works. I just find the whole thing fascinating, not because of what he did, That's something that is very fucking common, not excusable, drinking and driving. Like, that was one thing I thought. Why is Justin Timberlake, like, he has the funds to for sure have a driver. He has the funds for sure to get home in a pretty luxurious way. And there really is no excuse. But I think the fact that he muttered, the tour is over, as the cop was arresting him. And then the cop said, oh, what tour? And then he goes, the world tour. I don't even know if that's like real life. I really hope it is. Do we blame him for that? I would have pulled the fame card 10,000 times harder. I would have straight up Google me. I don't think there's two words that you can say back to back that are cringier than Google me. I am telling you, in that moment in time, that is exactly what I would fucking do. Listen, buddy, not sure if you've heard of the band NSYNC. Yeah. Not sure if you heard of the one guy that really took it home from the fucking band and continue. Not sure if you've heard of I'm Bringing Sexy Back. Let me just hurry and play it for you because I fucking made the song. I would have been pulling all of that shit out. Do I think it's okay he did that? Fuck no. He can have a Hummer limo if people were still doing that in 2024. Pick him up and drop his ass off in Kansas if he wanted to. He could have 5 drivers just waiting. And I get it. Like, he's a celebrity, but like, you know, celebrities are just like us. At the end of the day, they really are. And as a celebrity and a colleague and a peer to Justin Timberlake, like, I would consider Justin Timberlake a peer, you know? So I understand the celebrity dilemma. I really do. I understand it. That was a joke, by the way. You guys would not believe how many people just really, because I normally don't laugh after the shit I say, like really think I'm being serious. But I think that he should have said, my attorney will get me out of anything, and looked the cop dead in the face. Exactly what I said to the policeman who arrested me for underage drinking and made sure to include that in the police report for the entire world to have access to know what a douchebag I sounded like. But I also think that's such a flex that I was saying that shit at 17. Me at 17 saying my attorney will get me out of anything. You think what is this, the Kardashians? Like, my family didn't have money to have an attorney on deck. Like, that's just some crazy shit, but I like that about myself. The bartender did corroborate the story, and kudos to the bartender coming in hot at Justin Timberlake's defense. Yes, he did only have one drink. So the statement he made when he was belligerent trying to walk a line, saying he only had one martini, is correct. And I was the one serving him. I would fucking know. I think that's really great. The bartender is obviously covering his own ass because you can get in big fucking trouble for that shit. Actually, not even you, the restaurant. So that fucking alibi confession doesn't mean shit and has no weight. But I don't know. The news surrounding Justin Timberlake's arrest, just like, so shameful. Career over, ? No coming back from this. Like, no, there is. Oh, there most definitely is. Think about any fucking celebrity you know who's been in like a crazy, crazy, crazy ass scandal that absolutely that person should be canceled. And I say that very lightly, but Justin Timberlake will be fucking fine. Travis Kelce, on the other hand, performing at the Eras Tour. I might get in trouble. I think of Travis Kelce as like a very, very attractive man. Like, he is fucking hot, and you cannot deny that. And with hot men, I usually assume that they can pull anything off. I mean, put him in a suit, have him with his shirt off, have him in his football uniform, have him naked. Like, they're hot. So, like, they can rock anything. I think Travis Kelce can pull anything off except that Cat in the Hat attire that he wore on stage. And I get it. It was like part of a bit and part of this like storyline. I don't want to see Travis Kelce wearing that ever again. That's it. And that's all I have to say about that. And sometimes I wonder with him, like, is this him wanting to do these things, or is his PR team like, your entire career, Travis, comes down to this one moment, and the moment is going on stage with Taylor Swift. So get out there, buddy. Don't care what you think, what you feel, what you want to do. We all know how athletes are out here, you know. They make a huge chunk of money within a short time span, and a lot of times they like blow it, which is understandable. They're like so young and blah, blah, blah. But sometimes I wonder, like, is he doing it really because he loves the Swifties and like really just enjoys the attention and being with his girl, quote unquote? I think he does. I don't think it's a fucking talent agency or his manager telling him to get out there, bud. I think he genuinely likes it. So that's how I feel. Fame is a hell of a fucking drug. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole. I am still single. I am not dating. I haven't even thought about dating. I am not having sex. I am not even having sex with myself, actually. Full disclosure, I haven't like really been getting after the watch porn and feel good type of shit, which is really kind of a interesting thing, because the last time I was going through a breakup, that was not the case. This time around, I have this phobia of masturbating and then it making me miss my ex so much to the point that I will get sad or end up reaching out to them. This is a new phobia, by the way. I've never, ever thought that to myself or had this issue. It's just been this past breakup. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. But I'm also not judging myself whatsoever. Like, okay, if I like want to do something about it, I absolutely will. But it's something interesting to think about. And it's also really interesting because I've had multiple of my friends reach out to me and say, okay, but like anytime you get in this mood, Sofia, and you like miss him or you're thinking about like if you made the wrong decision, like you just need to like get out there and not date anyone, but have fun at least. And the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else. Fuck that. If I can't even do a little DJ set down there without being paranoid that it will make me, you know, spiral into a further depths of breakup hell, how the fuck is having sex with a stranger. I mean, I guess I could like text some old flings. No, hell no. Wow, I think that just spoke volumes of the caliber of men I've hooked up with in the past. But hooking up with a stranger right now would be a surefire way for me to be back in a relationship with my ex. Like, I can picture it now. I would wake up the next day. Well, let's be real. I like probably wouldn't even sleep there. I'd probably just like walk out. I'd probably pretend to sleep and be like, what the why am I pretending to sleep right now? And then I'd grab my shit, I'd get in the Uber, I would go home, and I would bawl my fucking eyes out, and I would feel like a mess, and call my ex and be like, everything I said was a fucking lie, and please come over. Like, that is a one-way ticket to disaster for me personally. Maybe it works for other people, but I think for the most part, like, it's just not the way to go. I also am totally out of the sex loop. And I haven't talked about sex in a minute, and I refuse to talk about it in like the cringy step-by-step kind of way. Like, we're not doing that shit. We're grown now. I was in the poke me in the back with your boner phase of the relationship. You guys all know what I'm talking about. Every dude does this. You're laying in bed. You guys have gotten comfortable enough with each other that he thinks that rubbing his heart on your back or your butt or whatever is the equivalent of saying, hi, I would like to have sex with you. Please. Are you interested? It's kind of funny when you really think about it. Why am I getting humped like a fucking not neutered dog stuffed animal? Am I a pillow? I'm confused. Like, why are you just rubbing up on me and not saying anything and just thinking I'm going to be like, oh, yep, that's my time. That's my calling. I felt the pecker. It's time to go. All right. Roll over, face him. Let's go, honey. I think maybe 1 out of 20 times have I ever responded back to that and been like, let's fucking go. I've like kiss me maybe like grab my chin and like give me a smooch, try and, stick some tongue and like give me a little bit of a more interactive approach than just like the like bumping and grinding on me for 2 seconds. Like what's going on? Getting on top. I think I got too comfortable in my past relationship. Ooh, that's like some real self-awareness. But I, from the bottom of my heart, don't know really how to be on top. Blowjobs, easy. When I did the Impulsive show and Logan Paul at Mike Malak literally were like, blowjobs boil down to one thing, saliva. Ooh, and I just picked up my Invisalign today. I could like glide right through a blowjob since I give them so often. Ooh, fun tip, if you eat green apples, this is something my voice therapist told me, because I will speak for long periods of time like I'm doing right now, to eat a green apple before any time I need to produce more saliva. So that's kind of a look. Oh my God, I'm going to let her know. Thank you so much for sharing that tip with me. I actually was able to talk about it on my show as it relates to blowjobs, and I am getting my money's worth. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm sure she would absolutely love that. Blowjobs, easy. Like we get it. We know. Cowgirl, riding, do we bump? Or do we grind? Well, not bump. What is this? A fucking R&B? Bump and grind. I'm talking about bounce or grind. Are we going up and down? Are we going front to back? And I'm not hating on the sex position because I know it's how so many women are able to come. I mean, I have, but not in the easiest way for me personally. So I know there's something there. I know it can be great, but like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. That's why, you know what? I don't have to fuck anyone right now because I'm not seeing anybody right now because I'm staying single, and I will just do my homework and watch porn and write notes because we know I'm not doing anything else while I'm watching it. Holy shit, guys. Wow. Okay, that just went by extremely fucking fast. And I think that's it for this week. I am loving doing these solo episodes. I'm gonna keep it going. And trust me, I read all of your guys' comments and feedback and DMs, and you guys like it too. And if you do like it, please, if you could subscribe, whether it's like on my YouTube channel or wherever you listen to the podcast, if you just click the subscribe, it helps me a lot. A lot. And with that, you guys, I fucking love y'all a lot, and I will talk to you next week, Sloots. Bye.